absence is an issue that many schools are facing around the country, and certainly here in the South Bronx. It means when a student misses a month or more of school throughout the school year, about 10% of the school year. There are particular individuals, there are organizations that are just doing tremendous work, and they're getting results, they're getting outcomes, they're making lots of progress. We call those places bright spots. Ed Tom and the Bronx Center for Science and Math are one of those bright spots.
It makes sense to me that there's a direct correlation between poverty and chronic absenteeism, because we do not want to settle for losing another generation of young people. At the end of the day, what chronic absenteeism does is it leads to kids not going to school, them dropping out of school, and then not being able to make a reasonable living for themselves and their families.
Young people are missing school for so many reasons. They're missing school because they need to help their parents translate when they go to doctor's appointments. They're missing school because they're in homeless shelters and they're across the city. A lot of times, schools are looking at overall attendance, but ignoring chronic absenteeism. And what's exciting at South Bronx Rising Together is the awareness level is raising.
Our kids need it immediately. This is an epidemic.
These are your community members. This is our borough. This is our community. These aren't thugs or kids that we should be afraid of or shun or brand as failures. No, these are kids that we have to help and that we have to guide.
The formula for success is that you must have people in your organization and surround kids with people in a school building that believes in every child's abilities to succeed.
I think that there's been too much of a downplay on education and educational expectation throughout the past couple of decades at least.
And I feel like if the Bronx is able to make a difference, and if the Bronx is going to be able to make an impact, that's really going to be inspirational to lots and lots of cities across the country.
South Bronx has provided our school, our attendance team, our community school director, and myself with specific resources that help us to look at attendance differently. Not only noting who are the students that are absent, but really thinking about the why.
My 11-year plan begins in the 6th grade. I work with middle schools in the Bronx that feeds kids into my school and begin having conversations with those kids about college.
The point here is not just to see how we did at the end of the year, but even day to day. What are we learning about our kids every day, and learn from each other and get the kinds of incremental changes that lead to really big changes down the road.
That it's really the adults and young adults in the community taking actions every day that make a difference.
I think there are many solutions. I think it needs to be like a meeting of the minds. I think there needs to be policy changes, which are happening, which is great.
We bring these services together. This is how we transform the South Bronx.
They're strategic in their networking, where they bring people together from the private sector to the non-for-profit sector, from education to healthcare. The Bronx Center for Science and Mathematics can be a model for others as an inspiration of what is possible when you surround our children with top-notch educators. I can honestly say that when they asked me where I wanted this school, when I wrote the proposal, and they were open to the idea of placing this STEM science and math school anywhere in the city, I chose the Bronx. One, because I felt that the South Bronx was where this type of quality education was most needed. And two, that we can make the greatest difference opening the school in the community like this.